Hey, whoever was watching, I have a pretty interesting story for you. Despite the fact I don't have any editing, no, I have time to edit my videos, but the flow will be good and the story will be interesting. So, one of my hobbies is to buy Russian military trophies. So, for example, you can buy this little blown up engine from a drone, Russian pants, AK-47, well, AK-12, that obviously it says right here needs to be modified to be made legal, basically chopped up into pieces. Oh, that's cool. A lighter shape of made from a grenade. So all of these little trophies right here are captured by Ukrainian soldiers, and they're selling them to make a little bit money on the side. And here's where I found something quite interesting, something you won't find anywhere else but here. Oh, by the way, this is something I really want, AK-12 bayonet. Right here. What it says right here in Ukrainian, документи гражданина США, воевавшего за РФ. Well, actually, it's in Russian. A lot of Ukrainian soldiers still speak Russian. What it translates, documents of a US citizen fighting for USA. Which is, all it is a child's, so under 18, driver license of a person fighting for Russia. So I did a little bit digging. It says, I will sell documents Americosa, American, sort of like a slang word, who fought for Russian mercenaries. Which ones you'll find out soon. I can't say their name because my account got a flag for it. That's right, I made fun of them and YouTube didn't get the joke and they said I am offending people. So you can easily find it. And right here it says, reading one of the comments, what happened to him? And person says, is he in prison, captured, or killed? Interesting. Just to buy this document. This document, driver's, temporary driver license, as I said, kid's driver license. This person had problems with the law, robbery, lived in poor neighborhood, and interesting destiny of this person. And it says this person is killed in Belogorka, Luhanska Oblast, December 2022. Here's how this person looks like. Obviously this is him younger. And his name is Noel Sanchez. In fact, his name Googles. If you Google, he is from Utica, New York. And in 2017, like the Ukrainian soldier said, or the person who wanted to buy his documents said that he did a robbery. And they were charged with a first-degree robbery. So it does not mean he's guilty of it. So this is the person in who are we interested about, Noel Sanchez. So coming back to get some clues, obviously we got the place where he fell, Luhansk. He fell December 2022. And it says, wow, look, what kind of criminal. He finished like a real gangster in a shootout, yo. And the seller says, pretty and stylish. And then the same person's asking, probably asked this first, Is the destiny of this person known? And the seller says, of course. So the seller says he died in Belohorovka, Luhanskaya Oblast, December 22. Using his, what information we know about him. In fact, I googled his, this is the house he was born in. This is the street he lived on. This is where he fell 1 year ago. This winter village. So this is up to date. From what I read, Russians moved a little bit. But he fell here a year ago. So, according to the Russian RIA Novosti, all you had to know how he died is probably quite easy. Constantly, we are doing reconnaissance. We are looking at them. How are they behaving? Where are they gathering? And which actions are taking against us? Birds, which means drones. Good, they are well armed, that means Ukrainians, but we are not worse. Trying to resist. So this is an invading army, and they're saying they're trying to resist the defenders. And right here, he died doing reconnaissance, which means he got sent in front of the professional Russian army, and they were looking where Ukrainians were shooting at them, and they shoot at the Ukrainians using the professional army, using cannons, rockets, but they use people who are not very valuable to storm Ukrainian positions. So the question is, why did Noel Sanchez fought for the Russian mercenaries? Well, the first probable, perhaps that would be the good option, is some form of a identity theft. Perhaps some immigrant stole his identity, bought his documents. Maybe he was in Utica, New York, where he's from. Somebody stole Noel Sanchez documents, sent them over to Africa, and somebody from Africa tried to use these documents to get into Europe. Second option is Noel Sanchez from Utica, New York, went to Russia and got himself into prison. And he joined the Russian army to clear his name and to get back to US. Third option is he joined the Russian army as a volunteer for whatever reason, as an activist. So, as every Ukrainian will ask him, well, Mr. Sanchez, what are you doing in Ukraine, fighting against us? Even this neighborhood, it might be not the best neighborhood in US, but this is a very luxurious neighborhood. This Ford F-150 is every Ukrainian's dreams. They can't afford to buy the gas for this car. Look, there's a Mercedes. Very common in Ukraine for well-off people who can afford the gas in the car. He had a green field he can play in here. He lived very well. What is he doing, Mr. Noel Sanchez, in Belohorovka? Maybe he was a BLM activist who got disillusioned with USA and decided to join the Russian army to one-up the man. Well, I'll tell you that. First of all, he fought for one of the most racist countries against African Americans or any black people in the world. And here they have real police brutality, not the fake one you see on the street. And not only police brutality, hooligans attack minorities in Russia. He joined this man's private army, so he didn't even join the official Russian army. This is the owner of the Russian army, or the private army. I can't say it because YouTube does not have free speech. He was the owner of the mercenary group, and this was his commander, Dmitry Utkin. So if he was upset at the USA, he joined a person who had, if he thought that people in USA are some kind of racist, well, he had, Third Reich tattoos on him. That's his commander. By the way, both of them were killed because they tried to take out Putin. I'll say this. If he was some kind of activist, he would have been much more needed in Africa. If you feel like you need to do some kind of activism against the racism of big racism in the USA, go to Africa, go to South America, go to Mexico, go help people there. Then you'll see how the world works, not, the fake problems they cause. They cause for people living here just so they get fighting each other. So I'll give you an example. So my country, I am Ukrainian, gave away 4,000 nuclear bombs that we could probably kept our country safe. Russia would never invade us, US would not invade us. And apparently our friend Bill Clinton promised us that nobody will attack us and US will defend us. Now they don't even want to give away the weapons. They're rotting in the desert. So if Mr. Noel Sanchez wanted to fight against the big racism in USA, by the way, obviously BLM fought to get, it was all, as a Ukrainian, it's all a big conspiracy to get a certain person elected. Did Mr. Sanchez fight for this $6 million house for a activist who stole money from the organization? And it's also on the right side. Everybody sells their influence. After the elections, all the 2020 and 2021 activist groups, they're all gone. I'll tell you this, he fought for a person for whom no lives matter whatsoever. And in conclusion, he grew up in a privileged society. Yeah, it might not been the best, might have been a tough neighborhood. I'll tell you this, if you want a real tough neighborhood, look at that really nice Accord. If you want a real tough neighborhood, I'd say go overseas. Go see how the world really works. And as a Ukrainian, I'd say Noel Sanchez, go of the Russian worship. Go